Welcome back to the Hofacker Show. This is episode 14, and this is my first episode here in my college dorm, or not dorm, but my college room or apartment. On today's episode, I have a very special guest with me. I have Christina Manfredi. She is videographer and photographer. She does her work out of the Orlando area. She's done some prior work for
some NFL players, some college players, stuff like that.
What about MLB?
I had something with that, but then COVID hit.
So she has a background with dealing with some high-end teams. So we're going to be on today's episode, we're going to be talking about what goes into being a serious videographer and photographer and how much we're taken for granted, even as I'm a videographer or I'm a YouTuber, but it takes a lot, like mentally, and what goes into it, and you have people and dealing with clients, so it's a lot. So
nobody really knows what goes on behind the scenes.
Seriously, we're taken for granted, and so we'll talk about that a lot, and we'll talk about her background and where she comes from, and then also how she got started with videography and how she fell in love with her passion. So this is going to be a good one. I encourage you guys to listen all the way to the end. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, I got to say it, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications so that way you guys get notified right away whenever a new episode with guests. And then also on iTunes and on Spotify, I encourage you guys to subscribe over there and then leave a review out of 5 stars. Leave any thoughts on today's episode or prior episodes, any notes or anything that feel free to speak your mind down there. But that's a lot of the dirty work that I had to get rid of. So, Christina, where did you grow up?
It's 45 minutes from Orlando. It's a city called DeBary, Florida.
Okay.
Almost nobody's heard of it, but it's
DeBary?
fun. Yeah.
DeBary, Florida.
It's a very small town.
Okay. And so you grew up there all the way through high school?
I've lived in the same house all my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's special. So I bet leaving on Wednesday was really tough.
I mean, it's only 45 minutes.
Yeah, no, but it's like you build habits and stuff there that.
Yeah, routine.
Yeah. So you grew up and went to high school and middle school with the same kids, like.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Grew up in DeBary, and so then, did you play any sports?
Basketball, track and field.
Okay.
Flag football, and I did golf for a season.
Golf. Wow.
Yeah.
So let's.
That was a senior year thing.
Okay. So let's break those all down. So track and field. What event did you do?
Even though I'm only 5'2", I did triple jump, high jump, long jump, 4x1, and 200.
Oh my God! What the?
Yeah.
What's triple jump? What is that?
It's basically like long jump, but then once you hit the board, you do the same foot twice.
Okay.
And then your other foot, and then jump into the thing.
So wait, the long jump is the one where they go into the.
That's where you just go one jump.
Jump
into the pit.
Into the sand pit. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. So what is it? You have one. What makes it the triple jump?
So here's the board, and then once you hit the board,
right.
I do left, and then my right foot, and then go into the pit.
Oh, so there's a specific footwork.
Yeah.
To when you take off.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay. So it wasn't a lot of running.
Sprinting.
Sprinting. Okay.
My 200 is in the low 28s.
Okay.
28 seconds, which is half the track.
Half the track in 20 seconds?
28.
28? That's pretty
Which for a small white girl. That's
pretty damn good.
Yeah.
You got to give yourself props.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll transition to golf. What, for the one fantastic year that you set records, obviously.
Oh, obviously.
What was one of your best games or best shooting days?
I cannot remember.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay. Obviously, we have basketball in common.
Yeah.
You were what position?
Shooting guard.
Okay. And did you play how many years?
For all 4 years.
All on varsity?
No. 2 years and 2 years.
Okay. I mean, for a 5'2", you were a shooting guard?
Yeah.
Can you shoot the ball?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shooting guard.
Couple
okay.
threes.
Couple threes. Did you start your senior year? Did you start or come off the bench?
Like sixth man.
Sixth man.
I don't want to talk about it.
There's
The coach was not that great.
Those are the hidden gems. Sixth man. Sounds like you're very active sport wise in high school. So then somehow, so now we'll get into somehow you juggled starting what you do on a daily basis now. So talk about how did you get started, and then how did you try and balance doing especially all those sports, and then especially adding golf too, like doing all that and trying to find a balance.
In high school I did the sports, then high school classes, then also college classes, and then also the business.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was kind of a lot.
Oh my God. Okay, so we'll break that down more, but how'd you get started in what you're doing?
So my sister used to play volleyball, and my mom had an old cheap DSLR camera.
Okay.
So I just took that from her since I was bored at the volleyball games, just sitting there for like 8 hours.
Oh yeah.
And then,
Okay.
so I just started taking pictures and then fell in love with it.
Pictures at first?
Yeah.
Okay. How long did you do that for?
I've been a photographer since amateur, 5 years for photography, and then videography like 4.
4 years?
Yeah. I didn't really get into photography though till like a year ago. Or videography, my bad.
Till a year ago? Like
Yeah,
seriously, like
actually putting in work.
right.
For it, yeah.
And okay.
Because it used to just be like cringy travel montages.
Yeah. Or just like
Everyone starts somewhere cringy.
Yeah. And not really like understanding like
Get the right shots and make a good story.
yeah, and have the angles, and to have even though like the angles and the shots that obviously plays a big part, but a lot of the work is the editing part and the
Yes.
behind the scenes
Hours
stuff.
of editing.
So when did you expand your variety of like just
Like my genres of.
Yeah, like shooting everything.
Well, obviously, my sister did volleyball, so like sports there. And my family also travels a lot, so did some landscape and stuff there.
Okay.
And then during those travels, also took pictures of my sister.
Okay.
So portraits there.
What were some of traveling wise? What were some of the best places that you've gotten your best shots at?
For reference, I've been to 47 states.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
47.
Yeah.
And
my dad's a salesman, and he goes to see clients during the summer.
Okay.
So we just go with him.
Wow, that's dope.
So basically, his company pays for some of the vacation.
Out of the big range of 47, can you give me a top 3? Obviously, like spending time there, but also like from a photography standpoint, that just like you're just in awe of the scenes and the shots that you get.
Hawaii for sure. San Francisco.
Okay.
I'm gonna say tie for third between New York and surprisingly Utah.
Utah.
But Utah has like good like night photography. That was the first time I tried night photography.
Really? Was in Utah?
Yeah, that was like a year ago.
Out of the 47, what is the worst place? If you can.
New Mexico. I'm sorry.
Oh,
There's
wow.
just nothing to do there.
Really? I wasn't expecting.
I only went to Albuquerque, to be fair, but that's also like the main city.
What was that? Albuquerque?
New Mexico.
Okay. So
There's
New
just
Mexico.
nothing there.
For shout out to those watching that are from New Mexico. Hope you're doing all right.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to sports. How did you get into shooting multiple sports? How did you go from starting out volleyball and then shooting to what you're shooting at now?
I think it was through high school.
Okay.
Mainly.
Did you have a class?
I didn't do a class for, like, I'm all self-taught.
Oh, wow,
but,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But obviously, if I needed help, I would look it up on YouTube.
That's usually how I was taught too.
You honestly learn more on YouTube than, like, college.
Yeah, YouTube is, it's big time. So you
And then
self-taught and then watching YouTube videos. So it's like whenever you had a problem.
And then back to the high school thing. I took a TV productions class my junior and senior year. And that's how I started shooting more sports, like football, baseball, whatever.
Okay. Because that's how it was. I took it was like a sports media and like television class. And it was it like, I don't know for your school, but it was you going out and filming sporting events was like your grade, like your test grade.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, it was the same for us. So, in high school, what was your favorite sport that you would go out and film?
Actually, there's 2 favorite videos I made in high school that are tied. It was
Okay.
actually a swim video and then
Really?
a football promo.
Because at our school, it was like you were, before the year started, you were like assigned a certain video. Like usually, like if you're good with like editing, and you kind of knew what you were doing, and then you're also on the team there, like clip wise, like you could piece together clips. Okay, I remember this game because obviously you played the jersey numbers, and you could go back and recall the clips. So usually, like football players that were good at editing, they'd be assigned. Basketball players, they'd be assigned.
I actually, like, I didn't want to work with, like, other people because if I film something, I have to edit it because I'm envisioning a certain thing.
But, I mean, in high school, I was kind of
I have to go through and through.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way, but also, like, sometimes when I get, like, other people's opinions on it, or, like, if it's a group project, sometimes other people's opinions, it, like, because, like,
ideas bounce off.
Yeah, and it's like when you're so like one-sided and you're like, okay, and you want that vision and you want this out of the video, like sometimes getting that other voice or like other lens with their eyes, it's like they think of something that you thought
photography
you would never make.
and videography is very like objective.
So what do you mean by like
people have very different opinions on very different things. Like one thing I could find not that interesting, someone else is like, wow.
Yeah. And I think that comes with like how long you've been doing it for and how much work.
And which genre you like better, I think.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like the more time that you put into it, like something, obviously like you can't compare it to like a beginner, but like something that you make an edit or like you make something in a video that they would never think about, like you've done it all the time and you've done it multiple times, but like to the other person, it's like, it's mind-blowing or mind-blowing. So then let's talk about photography, like application do you use to like edit your photos?
Lightroom and Photoshop.
Okay.
Mainly Lightroom, Photoshop if I need it.
Okay.
For like taking people out and stuff, like in the background.
Yeah. Are you certified in both?
Mm-hmm.
I'm only certified for Premiere. See, now I think they're changing something for Adobe. If you want to get certified, you have to do both. Like you have to get certified in both, or else like you can't get certified, or you have to pass both tests, or else you can't get certified for either. Yeah, if you pass Premiere but you don't pass Photoshop, you don't get the Premiere certification.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, thank God that I was out here before any of that happened, because that would have been a hassle.
My teacher always got on me about like practicing the practice like questions. I'm like,
Same.
I don't need it, bro.
Yeah, I do this every day.
Yeah, shout out Mr. Kells if you're watching this.
Who is it, Mr. Kells?
Yeah.
Mr. Kells.
But I kind of taught him some stuff too.
If you're watching, Coach Stevens, yeah, he taught me the basics, and now he created a beast, and now I got a YouTube channel and everything, so it's pretty crazy. So now let's talk about like your history of like the experiences that you've had shooting and filming for people. So out of all the sports, or like out of all the stuff you do now, what is your favorite stuff that like you go home and you're like, oh my God, I cannot wait to like, as soon as you shoot it and you're done and you're in your car, you're like, I can't wait to get home and get this done and see what it comes out to.
Football is my favorite to shoot.
Football?
Yeah.
What has been one of your favorite moments that like you've witnessed like filming?
I go to senior bowls, which is just like a bunch of like D1 college seniors that are going to get scouted to the NFL. So it's basically just like a scouting game.
Okay.
Those are cool to shoot, and it's also good to network there. Like, get into free events so you can network. Networking is like the most important thing you can do. That can get you like a full career.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and also the Pro Bowl, it was the same Pro Bowl. Kobe passed away the same day. They did a moment of silence for Kobe, and after the moment of silence, the whole stadium was cheering Kobe's name.
January 26th. I only know that. I have that like engraved in my head. Any person that loves Kobe. So what about any other sports that you've had like a moment where you're like, whoa, this is dope? Or like a play, or like a certain play, like if you're on the sideline?
There was one at the Pro Bowl. I can't remember what happened. I think it was a fumble, and one of the big defense guys like grabbed it and just like ran and got a touchdown.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It was
before.
so funny.
Was that Pro Bowl? Or Senior Bowl?
Pro Bowl.
So besides like sports, have you filmed like any weddings? Or
Yeah.
taken photos for weddings?
Weddings aren't my favorite, not gonna lie. Like, they're sweet and nice, but it's just not active enough for me.
As an athlete, like you're used to action.
Action-packed.
Exactly.
This is your reminder to smash the like button.
Oh yeah. No way you just said that. Listen to Christina. So let's talk about how much work really goes into what we do. So let's just say this. What's been the most events or stuff that you've done in one day?
In the month of May, I did 12 shoots.
12 photo shoots?
Yeah.
Before I started YouTube, I just grown away from it because it doesn't excite me anymore, like filming other people. But I mean, as long as I'm getting paid and like I'm connecting with people, it's fine. But I used to go out for free because my senior basketball season was cut short because of COVID. And I was scared of getting COVID. So all the games, like all the home games or like the big rivals at my school, I would just go and I would get practice in.
That had to hurt, though.
Yeah, it stung my heart a little bit. Stung in my heart, but like I didn't film because I just wanted to go enjoy my senior night. You know, as a competitor, you know you should be in. I went there. I would bring my camera. I'd bring 2 cameras, and on top of that, I would have to film for my class. But I would just go out and film just to get practice in and work on camera movements and just holding and dealing with a camera. So I would do that on my own. And then it was always based through basketball for the most part. I did some football and I did some like workout, like when players are like training, like they're in the weight room and stuff. I did that. So on a day-to-day basis, mine's different from yours because I make YouTube videos, but prepping for it, scheduling it, the time to travel, all that. And then the after production stuff as well. Well,
the prepping for it, you gotta like make sure your portfolio is updated so that way when you email them, like you look good so they can accept you, obviously.
Yeah.
And then so that takes like an hour.
Okay.
And then like 30 minutes to get all the gear together, hour to drive there, then like 2-3 hours of shooting, then drive an hour back, then hours of editing. Actually, what takes me longer is looking through all the photos to edit rather than editing.
Talk about. Oh my God. Yes. A little back where it's like you have a certain photo of one person. I don't know if they look like good.
Yes.
And I don't know if they would like it.
Certain people like certain ways of like their face and stuff like that. Like you know yourself better than. Yeah,
but as a photographer, somebody from afar, you don't know them personally, or like you're not family members with them, so you don't know like
their angles.
Yeah, and so.
And then if it's a full body or a portrait.
Yep.
And then if they're smiling or if they're being straight faced.
Yep. Clients.
How do you charge?
So I would always do like package deals. I always did mainly video. So usually like for a workout, basketball workout, for travel, I would charge for post-production, then the time that I'm there shooting and filming. I gave them like 1 or 2 edits, like videos that were under a minute or a minute. And then I would give them 25 to 50 photos. It was 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. That's an hour. I'm there for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. So that's 4. And then I'm editing for 2.5, 3. So that's 7 hours. When I first started, it was like 12 an hour. And I didn't know what I was doing. And I was still learning. So I was giving people, I'm like, okay, I'm still trying to figure this out.
It's very difficult to like price your.
It's so difficult. And then there's this another dude that worked for Slam, like the basketball company. And he did kind of like the same package, like certain amount of photos, travel, all that, and it was like $80 all in all. And he would that included like him flying out and driving. But I mean, if
I
you
hope the client pays for the flight, right?
I mean, that I don't even know. If you look at it the bright side, he was working with high like draft prospects, like high end talent. So that way, if they like tag him in his work, So I mean, that's the sacrifice that he took. In the beginning, I did like 12 an hour, so like I would get like $70 all in all. I did for my high school coach. He had an overseas player come in, and then he had a rising senior come in, and it was because like the last time I did edit was like 4 months ago, so I'm like, I have, just from editing videos, YouTube videos, like I have so much more experience, and it takes me a lot quicker to edit stuff now. So, but I'm still gonna charge you because you're paying me for my skill and what I can do.
It's your skill, your time, your gear.
Main thing, I think, in my opinion, is skill. Like, if you're paying me for my service and my skill, you shouldn't really complain. I think I paid like $125, $130, which is, it was 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. I was editing for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I sent them photos, and I sent them 2 edits, and that was really it.
Okay, videography, I do it per hour like you do.
Right.
But I think it's $35 an hour.
So is that strictly for videography?
Yeah.
Okay.
My photography, like my senior shoots, like I shoot for an hour, and then I do that just like one price. Like it's $125 for a senior shoot, which is an hour of shooting, and I just do an hour of editing. So
and that includes a travel fee, right?
For me, if it's 15 miles outside of like a 15-mile radius outside of my house, then I charge. But if it's within 15 miles, I don't charge for travel.
That's a good way to
and then I edit
look at it.
Like 35 photos, but I usually do more because I can't decide.
About how, every time is different, but like on average, how many photos do you take? How many photos is filled up on that SD card?
400.
400?
Yeah. I shoot a lot of like locations quick. Like it's 2 locations, but like within those locations there's just different backgrounds. And I shoot pretty quick, so
Okay.
You get a lot of bang for your buck.
Talk about underpaying. When I charge 12. That's like a minimum wage.
But like if you work
job.
at like Publix or something, you have those hours, whereas photography, like you have to get your own hours. Like it's harder to get hours. Clients aren't like guaranteed like a Publix job is.
That's very true.
No offense to Publix workers.
No, but that's very true. What has been one of your longest projects, like hour-wise?
It was a video for a car detail shop in my hometown.
Really?
Yeah. But they had a nice car from New York come in. Okay. It was I forget what year, but I want to say 1960s Ford GT 350.
Okay.
It was a nice blue color too. It was so nice. Filmed for 3 days, like 5 hours each day, and then like 13 hours of editing.
It was strict photos?
Video and photos, but more video.
Oh my God. For most of your clients, where do you get like your traffic from?
Mostly word of mouth, but like y'all gotta support like creators. Like it's free just to like and comment and repost their photo, and it means a lot to us also. Especially
how often you guys are on your phones. I'm so serious. What really pisses off like creators, especially like what she's doing, is they put in, as you guys listen, like so much time and so many hours for you to not just put a simple tag and type in a simple thing or tag you in a photo.
It takes 3 seconds to tag me.
Yeah. Even if you feel like you're a high-end celebrity, even though not a lot of people know about you, put in perspective, LeBron tags all of his videographers and photographers. Always gives credit. LeBron, Tom Brady, a lot of the big-time athletes, they give credit when credit is due. So I don't know why you guys feel inclined to feel special within yourselves that you don't need to show respect. But, I mean, that's you, and she's doing her job and doing all that she can do and giving your stuff, but you're not going to show respect.
It's just the nice, respectful thing to do.
It's a form of saying thank you. Yeah. Because a simple tag can gain her quite a bit of followers and can gain her a client potentially in the future. So yeah, it's tag your creators, man, because it's something that is not done enough. For all the years you've been doing it, for how long? 5, you said?
Yeah.
What keeps you motivated? What keeps you always going, always reaching out to clients, or always pushing, even the days you don't want to edit and you want to stay away from the computer, keeps you motivated, or what gets you motivated?
I say I'm too stubborn to not be successful.
You're too stubborn to not be successful.
Yeah.
So I think that comes with like self-belief. Like there's no way that with the skills that I have and the confidence and how hard I work, that there's no way.
I just know my work ethic and know I can get to certain the places I want to.
Right. And you trust yourself that you can get there. Okay.
Something Kevin Hart said, which is kind of weird for a motivational thing.
The sun doesn't wait on you.
Yeah.
The sun doesn't wait on you. It's still going to do its thing.
Still going to rise.
Yep. That's...
So do what you can with your time.
Yep. Because there's other people in this world that are like the sun. No matter what circumstance they're in or whatever they're doing, they're still waking up and still, even on their worst days, finding a way to get whatever they need to get done to get closer to their goals. If you haven't found your passion, you'll feel something within yourself and you'll know this is it. And you'll do it so consistent and you'll put in these crazy hours that like you'll get to the point where like you'd be surprised how much you can get done in a day and you feel like you're just doing what you love. For either videography or photography, what is one of the biggest pet peeves of yours that you see in others, like in other videographers or photographers? Is there one that like sticks out like a sore thumb?
The way people hold their cameras when shooting. Because people go like this to shoot like vertical. I just do this. So like usually people go like this.
So if you're
and I'm just like, dude, like you're breaking your wrist. Just like.
It's so much like
more
curving over the top. Okay.
Like people are like this. I'm like, dude, like how does that?
Yeah, and then if they have like a loose wrist, it could drop, and there goes your money.
Simple.
Simple tips from Christina. So out of all those places that you visited, what would be the place where you could see yourself living there?
Ooh, Italy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you been there? No.
I want to go so bad though.
Italy. Wow, that's a good one.
Right now, wise, which would be best for my career, probably New York. I think for at least a year, like that would be like a good connection.
A good clump. Yeah.
Just go hardcore for 1 year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So New York, and then to retire is Italy. Christina is a big music person. Our favorite artist is the man himself, J. Cole.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Who are your top 5 artists?
J. Cole.
Okay.
Kanye. Logic, but that was more of like a couple years ago, but he's still good, obviously. Kinda Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song of his?
90 maybe?
90?
Yeah.
That's a song. I've only listened to like 2 or 3
Yeah.
Jaden Smith songs.
I've been getting more into Drake like more recently. Like obviously I used to be into him like a couple years ago.
Right.
But slept on him for a couple years.
Sleeping on Drake. When have you heard that? Sleeping on Drake.
This is gonna throw you guys off, but Frank Sinatra is underrated.
Oh my God. I'm walking around here and I'm always singing that one song where he's like, fly me to the moon. Since we both like J. Cole, I gotta ask, what are your top 3?
Let Nas Down.
That's your favorite all time?
I think so. It's like more of the story behind it. Love Yours.
Yep, that's a beautiful one.
She Knows.
That's a pretty solid. Okay, so it seems like a lot of Born Sinner.
Yeah.
What's your favorite album of his? What'd you think of? Did you listen to Off Season?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of it?
Different comeback, yeah.
Okay. What are your favorite tracks off that one? 95 South, Amari. I mean, another one was My Life. Hunger Over the Hillside.
Yes, that one.
You like that one?
Or
it's Hunger on the Hillside,
yeah.
And then there's Pride is the Devil. There's 100 Mil. Yeah, there's some diamonds in the rough.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, it is.
Album.
I mean, anything J. Cole is.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Super good. But so I kind of go off track. So what's your favorite album of his?
Probably Born Sinner.
Born Sinner. Okay, that's solid.
What's yours?
Either Sideline Story or I would say 2014, but because
like they don't know what Lights Please is, or
oh my God, that's great. See, I don't think I've ever I know quite a few guys quite a few guys that like J. Cole and like listen to him, but I've never met like a girl that like
Really?
deeply like
I guess
loves
now that
his
I think
music.
of it, I don't have any friends that.
Yeah. Like, okay, so this is the last question. If you're going out to dinner
Hmm.
and you're bringing 3 guests, dead or alive, who are you bringing?
Will Smith,
Yeah, you can't go wrong with him.
Paul Walker. Let's try to think of a girl. This is more of like a group, I guess. It's
Okay.
a YouTube channel. They're called Yes Theory.
No way.
No.
I'm a YouTuber. Come on, what'd you expect?
Oh my god.
So you want all? What is it? 3 or 4 of those guys?
No
Yes,
way
is
you
so-
watch them.
What'd you expect? Yes Theory is like, that's where honestly where I get like a lot of ideas from.
Make you change your perspective on life, which Tim can also do. So subscribe.
That's a good dinner. I might come. Last question. Do you know what a life mantra is?
Like something you live by, or
Exactly.
okay. Going back to the quote I said earlier that Kevin Hart said, like the sun doesn't stop. Like
That's it
just
for
gotta
you?
keep going. Yeah.
The sun doesn't stop for you? That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Well, she destroyed it. She went through every single question. So this is the end of episode 14 with Christina Manfredi. Make sure you guys follow her on her Instagram. It's i.con and then vision. So it's her brand is, right? That's your brand?
Yeah.
Icon Vision.
Brand, business, whatever.
Make sure you guys go follow her.
And I might start a YouTube channel, honestly. I gotta get more comfortable in front of the camera because I'm usually behind it.
So stay tuned. She's got a YouTube channel coming on the way. So thank you for taking the time. Hit the like button, comment on this video, hit the subscribe button if you're new. So that way, if you hit the bell notification, you guys can get notified right away. Watch every single episode. And then also, I encourage you to go back and watch any prior episodes with all my guests.
Don't sleep on Tim, guys.
More episodes coming. Make sure you guys subscribe to the iTunes and on Spotify. And then also subscribe here on YouTube. For iTunes, make sure you guys leave a review out of 5 stars. This is Christina, and this is your host, Tim Hofacker, signing off. So thank you for listening to this point. I will see you guys and hear from you guys in the next episode. So until then, I'm signing off.